It's time to build it better. You know, I love coming to Sutherlands because every time I'm here, I get inspired. And Deborah Sutherland's artwork always inspires me. Her collection is beautiful. Every time I'm here, I actually just want to buy another print and put it somewhere special because I love the colors, I love the themes, and you know what? I actually really love this one right here. These two blue chairs kind of reminds me of my childhood. You know, those old chairs that would sit in your back deck and just kind of sit there forever and you never got rid of them. Well, I love the colors, I love the size, and you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get this professionally framed because Sutherlands has everything you're going to need to give it a unique frame. And actually, you know what? I think I have the perfect place to hang this beautiful piece of art. There are so many options for framing than just your typical frame. I'm searching the molding section at Sutherlands for a unique framing option. Using crown molding, baseboards, or any trim molding could be fun and different. But since this piece of art looks aged and worn, and I can just imagine the two people who were sitting on these chairs might have been sitting in the yard overlooking their gardens, and something hit me. What if I used garden stakes to frame this amazing and moving piece of art? Now that I've got the stakes, I'll also need a 1/4-inch piece of plywood, some spray adhesive, and amazing Deborah Sutherland paint. To get started, I'll measure and cut the plywood so there's a 5-inch space from the picture edge to the frame. Now I'll place the wooden stakes around the plywood, measure and cut them to fit so the seams are at the same location around the artwork. Now I'm going to paint the plywood a beautiful teal called Pigeon Creek from the Deborah Sutherland paint line. I'm also going to paint the wooden stakes a beautiful color called Warmed Light. I only need to do one coat, and I'll tell you why in a minute. While the stakes are drying, I'll dry brush on another amazing color from the Deborah Sutherland paint line called Potato Creek. Now, the color variation is slight, but it will give the finished look depth and dimension. Now that the wooden stakes are dry, I'm going to sand them to give them a distressed look. That's why I only painted them one coat. I knew I'd be sanding them. I want them to look old and used, like they've been laying around the yard for years. I'll place the stakes around the plywood, and to attach them, I'll use wood glue and a braided nail gun. Now I'll cut the plywood at the corners where the stakes meet to give the frame a unique and custom look. To adhere the artwork, I'll apply spray adhesive to the backside, then place it on the painted plywood, and making sure there are no air bubbles. While the art is drying, I'll touch-up paint the edges of the frame. Now that the artwork is dry, I'll paint the back and then add picture hanging hardware. This looks fantastic. This is the perfect place for Deborah Sutherland's beautiful artwork, right here on the main focal wall, right when you walk into one of the tiny homes here at Eden Village. Now, I also found something that goes along with this painting that I think is going to look amazing on the front porch. Look what I found! I found the exact same chairs in the Deborah Sutherland painting. Would you look how gorgeous these are? It's as if the Deborah Sutherland painting has come to life on the front porch of this tiny house. And a special thanks to Michael and Jeanette Himes of the Branson Cedars Resort for donating these vintage chairs, because I was in the Ozarks Pickers Warehouse and saw these chairs. Here's what they looked like before. All I had to do is paint it with the amazing Deborah Sutherland paint collection, and now these chairs are ready to make new memories. Well, it's all coming together, and I couldn't be happier with the way that this artwork turned out. It really has a unique and rustic and almost like farmhouse feel for this tiny home. In fact, this picture has given me an idea for a theme to decorate this entire tiny home. But you're going to have to tune in next week to find out. Till next time, I'm Jeremy Rabe, and don't forget, don't just build it right, build it better with Sutherlands. I'll see you there.
love that.
Isn't that fun?
So great. Those
Now
chairs,
I
love them.
Okay, while we were airing that, I do have to tell you one quick thing. Our producer, our director Shannon was in my ear saying, "Well, how are you going to cover it? How are you going to cover it?" I actually forgot a step. I did seal it with a spray sealer on top. And
on top of the print.
On top of the print. It dries clear, and that print is on such thick paper. It's pretty secure. So I did a light covering, so it does actually seal the print. And if you spill something, you can wipe it off.
And it is indoors.
It's indoors, yes.
Indoor pictures.
Yes,
and Shannon says she feels much better. So,
yeah, she feels better.
So
Shannon,
good call.
Director, I'm sorry. And she was saying that, I was like, I forgot to add that. However, you don't have to, especially if you know children are not going to be around.
That's true.
And you know it's going to be hanging on a wall where it'll be totally fine. But my favorite find were the chairs that match that painting.
That match the painting.
That's beautiful.
Perfectly.
Perfect.
And I love the garden stakes. I thought that was a really nice idea.
But again,
that's
that's
that
just
outdoorsy feel. You know.
That's just the tipping point, because again, you could do crown molding, you could do baseboard molding,
Lots
trim
of
molding,
options.
shoe molding. They have rosettes that typically you would use in an older home for the corners of a door or window. You could do all four corners with rosettes and connect it with some crown molding.
But for the farmhouse,
but for the farmhouse, that's why I went with the stakes, because it fits that theme. You could find different themes and use different pieces, and again, it's less expensive than having it professionally framed at one of those big stores.
Yeah, and it's not that hard to do.
And I like painting and picking my own color schemes.
Yeah.
And you paint the plywood to fit your decor and style in your house, so it matches perfectly.
You said you'd like to decorate that. Are you going to decorate that house?
So next week, I'm so excited. You'll get to see Linda Brown and myself decorate the entire tiny home.
Oh, good. I love
with
that.
some amazing things. I don't want to give too much away, but you'll see that next week. And also, I do want to remind you quickly about signing up for the Friends of the Family card at Sutherlands. You're going to receive 3% off your purchases, receive special notices, emails about events, sales going on, and so much more. You don't want to miss out anything that's going on. So you can sign up online at Sutherlands.com or sign up at your local Sutherlands in-store. And best of all, it's free to join.
Who doesn't like
I got
discount?
my card.
I got mine too.
Cards. Good stuff. Yeah.
I can't wait for you to see this tiny home next week. It turned out.
I want to see.
So
I love
cute.
the colors of that home.
So cute.
Yes,
I do
can't wait.
too. I do too. Great story behind that too. Okay. Up next, we're going to show you more of the fun stuff you can do. There I go. At Princess Adventure in Branson. Did you know you can rent this space for private events? You can. Invite me if you do, by the way. That's coming up next.